Agony of a woman is understood by a man only when he becomes a father of one. Hi, I'm Manish Kelshikar. I'm a retail veteran of 20 years, but before that, I'm a father of a daughter. It's a girl, okay? This is how we celebrate the birth of our daughters. All the fathers, this is how always they commit everything which is they can always provide to their girl child. More important thing is while doing that, okay, a very little they know that most important thing for this girl is her dignity, and more than hygiene dignity. This is something which I have noticed that this is something which we miss out, and as she grows, we instead of providing her this thing, we start implanting fear in her mind. Right from her childhood to she goes to a school, and then she goes to college, and then she goes to work. This small seed of fear starts growing up and grows up into a big tree. Okay. And that is really affects her career, that affects her education, that affects her, the entire mobility outside society. And this is exactly what I faced when my daughter came in, frowning and angry. Just one thing, because she couldn't find a washroom whenever she was out to change her pad. And this was something really, really devastating for her, and came back and say, hey, do something about it. I mean, even if I can't, I can't use a washroom outside, and it is really, really not done. And I think that changed the way I looked at things, that changed the way as a man I looked at things. And I think this is where the thought of Woloo started. Yeah, it was not easy, or it was not really a simple solution. So I started doing research and then started visiting washrooms, public washrooms outside, wherever in city like Mumbai and wherever I went. To my surprise, yes, there was a situation, and I think it was needed to be changed. I did furthermore research, and I realized that take an example of Mumbai, because the magnitude of the problem is so large that it was not easy to be solved. Okay, 8 million people travel by train in Mumbai, 42% women travel by train, and so 3.2 million women travel by train, and I think there was no adequate facility for such a large pool of people to use washroom. And I think this is where we realize that this needs to be changed in a much more viable. Can we make washroom or a toilet more aspirational? And this is where Woloo powder room. The word powder room is more taken from a Victorian term where phonetically or psychologically it doesn't stink. And it is beyond just a washroom or a loo, but for a woman, because there is a process we use it, and where we need to identify the location and occasion of a product. And this is exactly for a woman, the occasion of a product or a place like powder room is far more beyond just attending a call of nature, but it is changing pad, changing diaper, feeding a baby. Wardrobe malfunction is one of the biggest problems, and a lady does not have any place in that crisis situation. Beyond this also, I think just waiting for a friend also itself is an extremely difficult situation for a girl on the road. I guess Woloo powder room solved this issue in its own way. First powder room we launched it in Thane. Powder room is actually a combination of women's retail of hygiene products, a small cafe, but more importantly, smart toilets. Toilets which are actually enabled with IoT devices, so that there is a complete trust and complete dependence that the toilet will be always hygienic and safe. This concept actually grew very fast, and 5,000 women became user subscriber for that place in Thane. They used this facility 8 or 10 times in a month, and I guess there was a huge amount of appreciation for this. While we were extremely overjoyed and we're very happy that we could solve this problem in a certain way, and 6,000 women are actually using it successfully, the magnitude of the problem was so large that a lot of women came in and say, hey, why don't you open a powder room in 1 or 2 or 3 places? And the inquiries started coming in. From a business point of view and from a scalability point of view, physically erecting powder room was a limitation for us. I think that is where the thought of solving or taking this problem more on a larger or solving it on a more larger scale, the thought actually occurred us, and we again went back on the drawing board, looking at a solution that can be much more effective. Shared economy is something which is a very effective solution or effective use of method where a lot of good startups have used this to solve a very large scale problem, and this is exactly what we did with Woloo 2.0. While we say that we aggregated washrooms, in a simple word, okay, we selected washrooms, or we took washrooms in restaurants, okay, geotagged them and uploaded on Woloo platform. What it did actually, a very small action of ours solved many problems. While we got an extremely large pool of toilets, to be able to upload on our app, it also solved a very, very important problem of a restaurant, is obviously that it fetched customers to the restaurant, and that was another win-win situation. So that was an inclusive model of creating a very large community which offered their washroom to women wherever they go. As a result of that, I'll give a simple example. Woloo 2.0 app now has 1,200 washrooms in Mumbai, ready to serve every woman who roams around the city or go around the city for her work or for leisure or something, for any kind of, from 6 years to 60 years old. Now, this is exactly what we realized, that this problem can be solved in a much more larger way across country, across probably crossing boundaries of India and going worldwide. Sometimes, when we think about, solving a problem, it's very important also for us that, okay, we only think about government authorities to solve this problem. I think it's very important for us now to, create a trust in consumers' mind, okay. What we quickly realized while offering Woloo powder room, that, for years, women around us, they have been charged with this entire bad experience of toilet, and I think the important thing is they don't wish to trust. They don't wish to trust any kind of a shared sanitation facility. This is where we realize the importance of creating a certification program or something which actually authenticates this entire experience. Woloo Assurance of Hygiene, WAH, is something Woloo created. WAH is in association with Toilet Board Coalition. It's a global body with existence in 50 countries. They work for improving shared sanitation quality of India, of the toilets. We associated with them and created this certification program, first time in the world. Okay, WAH certification now ready to certify all the toilets which are onboarded on Woloo, not only in India but across the world. Okay, we are also part of supported by UNICEF. With UNICEF, we have done a pilot in Nairobi, in Africa, where a government or a municipality build the toilets, and we are certifying them. Now, this is something which is a very unique and a large property, and this is exactly what we want. Change can be brought, with people coming together. Okay. While I'm saying that an agony of a woman is understood by a man only when he becomes a father of one, I would rather rephrase it to why just a daughter? Because she's a mother, she's a sister, she's an aunt, okay. She's a teacher, she's a cop on the road who takes care of us, a nurse, or rather any woman for that matter. And I think we all need to come together as a father, as a parent, as a human being. The first thing I think we need to teach our sons how to provide dignity to women, and together probably we can easily provide hygiene dignity to all the women around the world very easily. Thank you so much.